listen, don't go mad, yeah, and start looking for clips of Velly on Jeremy Kyle. I was never on Jeremy Kyle, cuz. Yeah? You see how my pagan you mans are? You, you get me? You can't even say nothing in the chat for like Yoko or nothing like that. Now the man them are gonna actually try to find clips of me being on Jeremy Kyle show. Like, why the fuck would a fucking a boss, you get me? A boss, a head honcho, a Armani model. You get me? Why would I be on Bumper Clout Jeremy Kyle? Yeah, man. You guys are mad. Never. Oh, shit. Alright, alright. Let me load up the cannon. Cannon. Alright. Yeah, wait, hold on a sec. You know, I didn't even put out the link. Let me slap out the link and see if anyone wants to jump on it real quick. So I can beat them up at the same time while I'm playing the video. Let me beat you up and play the video at the same time. How about that? How about that? Oh, how about that? Fucking smart motherfucker. How about that? Oh, y'all motherfuckers. They try to come and test V. E. Double L E. It's V dot E dot double L E. No boy brain size can't test me. Alright. Yeah, it's all pinned, yeah? Alright, you see it there? Let it play.
And this is just a strategic dimension. We're not even talking about the moral dimension. I mean, the Israelis are executing a genocide in Gaza, and we are complicitous in that genocide.
When you say it's a genocide, what do you mean?
Well,
hey, what do you mean? Let me tell you like Skepta. What do you mean? How you mean? Yeah, cuz we're getting straight into the hot pepper sauce. How you mean? Encona season. Yeah. How you mean? But not the right end there. Yo, Bomber Club. Moving like Tion Wayne. Mad. Oh my Diddy. You know what, yeah? I was actually on a TV program before, yeah? No, like, I wasn't starring in it. But someone I was with was, their mum was starring in the TV program. So, you might be able to find that still. Yeah, but you're going to have to search high and low for that one there still. You might see a Burberry jumper and them thing there. Mad. And you might even see a cane row or something. You get me? Mad. Oh, shit. Yeah. I did forget about that, you know. I just remembered that now, you know, like, because I remember talking about this Jeremy Kyle thing. I did forget about that still. Yeah, man. So, there you go. You got some homework to do. You got some homework to do, B. Mad. Oh. Just though I've been fly since primary. Yeah, me. And if you can ask Chantel and you can try Marie. Mad. Oh my Diddy. Yeah, man. So you hear that? John Mearsheimer, Tucker Carlson interview, speaking about, he spoke about a lot of topics, innit? Yeah, but you know the part that I heard and I said, oh shit, pain pack season. Pain pack's back. I said pain pack's back. Tell all you motherfuckers that the pain pack's back. You hear me? well, not really back still, but like, yeah, a 1 night special. We got a 1 night special at least, yeah, or maybe a 1 hour special, at least, yeah. While we're riding home, yeah. Pause. While we're driving home, mad. While we're riding. No, there's so many Y words now you can't even say. Like everything's a Y and a pause. Oh mate. Alright, so here we go. Straight in with the genocide talk, yeah, mad. Alright, easy. Make sure you had your Weetabix, mate. Alright, easy, I noticed that you've been sending for Andreas. Yeah? I don't know, bro, man. You might want to at least comment in his comment section on one of his videos or something. Yeah. I know it's about enough for you, man, you know. You want to do the Aggie shit from your safe place. Yeah. That's one thing I gotta give to the GDO, yeah. They'll run up on you on whatever channel you are, innit? Yeah, you can't hide from the GDO, cuz they'll run up on you. Yeah. Fucking some of these man won't even, you know what I'm saying? Big up, bro.
You're right, man.
They won't leave their safe spaces, but they'll chat shit. They won't fire back. They've got a machine gun inside their house, but the machine gun's stuck to the house, innit? So they won't come outside of their house and fire their bullets.
It's a turret on the inside of their living room. You have to be in their living room.
Yeah, it's like in the tank, innit? So you have to move the tank with the house with a fucking machine gun. What you saying, bro? You good, yeah?
Yeah, man, I'm good. You were saying about Jeremy Kyle shit before. I've never been on the Jeremy Kyle show. Never will. But at one point, some guy thought I was with his missus, so he went on to the Jeremy Kyle show to get a lie detector test. And they're like chatting about me, but not saying my name.
Oh my days! Wow, hey, that's bad still.
I was like,
yeah, the Jeremy Kyle thing's wild, like fucking hell. I would never be a Jeremy Kyle anyway.
No, never.
I wouldn't share
like,
my issues with people on YouTube, let alone about fucking Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah, who thinks about going to Jeremy Kyle?
I need to do a lie detector test with my missus. Oh my days, like what the fuck? Are you alright?
Leave your missus. Like what the fuck are we talking
that's
about?
The end of it, like, are you doing a lie detector test?
Do you know what? It was well funny as well because that Jeremy Kyle was talking to this guy. And he was like, hey?
Now, where's Jeremy Kyle based?
Oh, fuck knows. I think he's based in... Is it Manchester?
Yeah, no, go on, carry on. What were you saying, man? I forgot.
Oh, nothing. Yeah, I was just rattling on about that. Like, so these fucking traps, they get... I'm only talking about the people that I know that went on there, not everyone. But, yeah, these people, they got out there. They do it for a free hotel, for like a free night out in Manchester.
Yeah, sweet.
It's fucking
yeah, you see, you get a hotel and a meal and whatever paid for.
They get like a hotel. I think they get like a bit of spending money for like clothes and like a haircut and shit. And I think that's about it. And then that's it. It's a free hotel in Manchester. Like, let's go do it. Let's go talk about all of our fucking personal details all over TV for a free hotel in Manchester.
Yeah, that's it's crazy. That's extra wild. Extra wild. Yeah, but obviously, you know where it was. They already knew the plan, innit? They're basically taking advantage of people in positions of flipping hardship.
Yeah, they were known to be doing that as well. Like when they did the Jeremy Kyle fucking like ITV all sat down and they had this big inquisition basically where they were talking about what had happened to Jeremy Kyle, how safe it was for people in the wake of that guy dying. So they were talking about it and they found out that you know how you can like use Facebook ads and things like that to target your audience and like pick a certain type of people. Well, they were just aiming for council estate folk with mental health issues. They were just like aiming it at certain poorer areas, just fishing out for the people with the biggest issues that can make the biggest characters on TV.
Yeah, like that one. Why did you get she got me nicked for harassing her. Why did she get you arrested for? Because I was harassing her.
That's British TV gold. That is like quintessentially British TV. That. She got me down for harassing her. Why is that? Because I was harassing her, innit?
Crazy, alright, man. So obviously, oh shit, man. There's a crash ahead. What's your thoughts on the Israel-Palestine situation or whatever?
At the moment, it's
John Mearsheimer. Let me prime it for you guys. Yeah, John Mearsheimer has made a statement at the start of this video that Israel are committing a genocide in Palestine. Yeah, he's going to go further in his claims that he's making, but that's his opening statement that he's running into Israel-Palestine scenario.
I think it's pretty obvious it's a genocide now. I mean, obviously, I know it's a legal definition, but there's quite a lot of independent bodies that are labelling it as such, and I think that it would help the world a lot more if we all called it a genocide and just stuck with reality. Because it fucking is, man. You can't use starvation as a weapon. You can't use food as like a bait to draw people in. The things we've seen coming out of Gaza, the kids with multiple headshots. That's not an accident. They're like, do you know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was in Amsterdam and stuff with my dad, and we met a couple of Israeli guys that had just done like a tour of Gaza. They just finished the RDF, and then they'd gone on like a little like a lad's holiday, I guess, to Europe. And then we were talking to them and stuff, and then talking to them and other people. That's when it comes out that like we were talking about how pregnant people count as 2 hits, and there's like internal like bets that they place, you know, like lads do, like lads making bets, except it's in war zones, and it's about like, you know, how many people can you kill? Double tap this person, see if you get a pregnant woman, that counts as 2. 1 shot, 2 hits. Shit. Crazy shit, isn't it?
That's crazy, yeah. That's crazy, cuz. Mad. That's wild still, fucking hell. And you know what it is? It's like, I've noticed this. The people that support from the outside are selective with the words that they use. But the people from the area don't have that filter because it's how people were speaking on like locally or whatever.
Yeah,
so
they you know what I mean?
Let me give an example here, so it don't sound like I'm making shit up in here. For when we're speaking about, when I was speaking on Easy's panel about Palestinians or whatever, the guys were saying that Palestinians don't exist, and they want them all moved from the land. Most of the supporters outside of Israel wouldn't say statements like that because that'd be classed as ethnic cleansing. But because there's not a large pushback, should we say? Because there's not such a large pushback against.
Yeah, that's it. They can get away with it because there isn't this massive.
They can say that sort of stuff there. Yeah, like openly.
And it's wild as well.
Being much pushback.
They'll say that shit, like that woman from she keeps going on Piers Morgan now after she was on fucking Louis Theroux. Yeah, that settler evil fucking shrew of a woman. Everywhere she goes, she stomps on Cleveland.
Daniela.
Yeah, man. But like people like her, she's not had enough personal pushback, like enough people to be like, you can't do that because the area that she's in, the place that she's in, that's totally acceptable rhetoric. You know what I mean? They don't give a shit. And so when that rhetoric happens, it always ends up in something like this when it's unchecked, unbalanced, and the hate is allowed to fester, and it does fester there. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of places. So like it's one of them. Like I think that while one half of the world are are saying, "Oh, is it a genocide?" The other half of the world are saying, like, "No, it isn't." And then meanwhile, there's a bunch of these people that are like, "Let's just fucking eradicate them all." I'm like, that's a genocide right there. That is literally like genocidal rhetoric.
back
Look at
of
the actions, look
Keanu
at everything
Reeves.
else. Look at how
Hold
the
on a
borders have been
sec, yeah.
shrinking.
Hold on. It's
Khan. It's Khan.
yes, Khan. Oh, go on.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Hey, you know Khan, yeah? Khan's got 10 million aliases. That's a good one still. That's a good one still. I was like, right, who's that?
Keanu Reeves.
Hey, yeah, big up, man. So,
Big up.
What are you saying?
Yeah,
Have you seen this interview yet?
I've seen this. Yeah,
Tucker
it's
Carlson?
really good. It's really good. I like it. Yeah. Go and play it then.
Alright, you ready, Jo? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
If you look at what the definition of a genocide is, right, it's where one country tries to destroy either all or a substantial portion of another group, another ethnic or religious or national group, for the purposes of basically destroying that group identity. That's what you're talking about here. I think that that's the definition of genocide. It's laid out in the 1948 convention. I think that what the Israelis are doing fits that description. And lots of people and organizations agree with me on that point. It's very important to understand here that just killing large numbers of Palestinians is not necessarily genocide. I mean, the United States, when it firebombed Japan in World War II, killed many more Japanese than the Israelis have killed Palestinians in Gaza. There's no question about that. But no one would ever accuse the United States of executing a genocide against Japan. The United States was killing large numbers of Japanese civilians. And by the way, we killed large numbers of German civilians as well.
Millions.
Yeah. For purposes of ending the war. We wanted to end the war. And if you look at how we treated the Japanese and how we treated the Germans once the war ended, it was very clear that we were not bent on genocide. This is not to excuse what we did against Japan and Germany. And I do believe we murdered, I would use the word murdered, large numbers or millions of Japanese and Germans together. But in the case of what's going on in Gaza, right, what's happening here is that the Israelis are systematically trying to destroy the Palestinians as a national group, right? And how we treated the Germans once the war ended, it was very clear that we were not bent on genocide. Think of what
Hey, I was trying to pause it, right? God damn. But fucking, it's crazy that part come up just then, yeah? Because we was like just speaking about that a little bit earlier, just before we played that, about how the people will choose their words carefully outside of Israel when they're speaking about the Israel-Palestine conflict to the words that are used within inside. Like, for instance, that is his name, Ben Gavir, and the other guys that are actually MPs in the Knesset that's openly saying that these people should be like removed from the land and all that sort of stuff there.
That's it. And I think that this is a very important distinction that he's making there, because a lot of the time you'll find that dick riders for genocide will say shit like, oh, but okay, that this is just basically, they think that what's happening isn't genocide and it's actually just a natural part of a war. Whereas, and they'll point to Germany, they'll point to Hiroshima, they'll point to things like that where there's been significant loss of human life. And they'll say, well, but does that count as a genocide? And they'll try and compare the two to make it seem that one's less. But the reality is that it was like the man saying, it was never about trying to destroy an entire nation of people. It was about trying, it had a very clear objective. It was about killing all these people, and then we can end the war, move on, and then we're not going to try and eradicate Japan of the Japanese. We're not going to try and burn out all of the German people from Germany. You know what I mean? Like, the idea was to have two functioning countries at the end of it, whereas the intent is so massively important, because the intention here in Israel and Palestine is to just remove the Palestinians, and it's been their stated intention for a very, very long time.
Yeah, it's true. And what this guy's saying in the video, he's saying, which is true, genocide is a very specific crime, and it's not like hinging on the numbers of people that's dying. Like, there's been genocides being called out for like actually certified as genocides, where there was like about 300 people who were killed. Right? Like he said in Hiroshima, think about how many people died in the bombing of Dresden. Them numbers are huge, but they're technically not a genocide, because a genocide is a very specific crime. So when we look at the basis of the state of Israel, right, you can see that they've got no option but to genocide people, because if they have a democratic country, the Palestinians are going to be the majority. And it won't be a theocracy. They want to have a theocracy where Jews rule over everybody else. So basically what I'm saying is, they can't deny it's a genocide, because it's their modus operandi. They have to do it to fulfill their belief in a state of Israel. Like, there's no way around it. They can't claim that Israel's democratic, because it's not democratic.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with everything you just said. Then I do. I think that it's part of, in order to have the Israeli government, and the way that it is at the moment, in order to achieve their end goals, their Zionist end goals, they need genocide. It is a vital part of their tool to be able to achieve their ends. However, it's like that. They constantly point to these other atrocities and then label them as, oh, they must have been genocide too. It's all very much the same thing. It's all just part of war. No, it isn't. It's a very specific, very well-defined terminology. You either meet the criteria or you don't meet the criteria. And in this case, they most certainly do meet the criteria of this very specific, very abhorrent crime against humanity.
Called Green Line Israel. That's Greater Israel. Inside Greater Israel, there are about 7.3 million murdered. I would use the word murdered, large numbers or millions of Japanese and Germans together. But in the case of what's going on in Gaza, right, what's happening here is that the Israelis are systematically trying to destroy the Palestinians as a national group, right? They're targeting them as Palestinians, and they're trying to destroy Palestinian national identity in addition to murdering huge numbers of Palestinians.
And I mean, it's not just a rage reflex. This is a strategy. Of course, 2.5 years later, almost 3 years later, what is the strategy? What's the goal of this?
My view on this is that the Israelis have long been interested in expelling the Palestinian population from Greater Israel. If you look at Greater Israel, this includes the Israel that was created in 1948 and the occupied territories. This is the West Bank. Post-67, West Bank and Gaza. So West Bank, Gaza, and what we call Green Line Israel. That's Greater Israel. Inside Greater Israel, there are about 7.3 million Jews and about 7.3 million Palestinians. And from the get-go, going back to the early days of Zionism and the views of people like David Ben-Gurion, they believed that you needed a Jewish state that was about 80% Jewish and 20% Palestinian. In an ideal world, you would get rid of all the Palestinians. But the least bad alternative is 80-20. But you actually have a situation in Greater Israel where you have 50-50. So October 7th happens, and what the Israelis see is an excellent opportunity for ethnic cleansing. And they make this clear. In other words, it's an excellent opportunity to go to war in Gaza and drive the Palestinians out of Gaza and solve that.
Supporters of, or the man that's been debating against, man, are probably going to be doing backflips once they hear someone else say sort of stuff like that. That's not so he's a lefty, he's so. You know, I'm saying that. God damn, man, this is on Tucker Carlson's interview. That my man spitting all these bars. Like, this is all stuff that's all been said previously, but people try to make out that people making comments like that are anti-Semitic, innit? Like, so is David Mearsheimer now an anti-Semite for making such comments also as well? It's crazy, isn't it? You know what's crazy? Yeah, it's like how you know lobbying really works. Yeah, is that you have to tiptoe around words to describe something that you can see actually happening.
Yeah, it is
That's
mad,
crazy.
isn't it? And what he's pointing out at the moment is this is the Gaza campaign is now like the third major push towards ethnic cleansing, isn't it? So, like saying we had it in 48, we had it in 67. This is now, and we're not allowed to say anything. Can't say anything. You're not allowed to talk about this. You know, this very big, massive part of history that we're all watching unfold with our own eyes, with our own lying eyes, as it was said. It's crazy, isn't it?
I think the repercussions of this is going to be huge, because if America and Europe, who set up the United Nations after World War II, is basically doing the same thing that we was accusing other people like Russia of doing, how are we now going to justify going to war with Russia over something like Ukraine? It becomes very difficult to convince your people to enlist in an army and go and fight this mysterious oppressor, or this like huge threat like the commies and all this malarkey that Americans still go on about the commies now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how the indoctrination and the brainwashing now ain't going to work, which it did before. They relied on it before. So you got to ask yourself, why have they come out of the closet and started doing this blatantly? And it's because they're not relying on us to enlist in their armies anymore. It's all about drone warfare, right? And land grabs right now. And they don't care about the population. And what's happening is our own population is becoming worthless. Like, they put us on lockdown. No one worked a single day. So you can't claim in 3 years or whatever, that we was actually, as workers, keeping this country running. That's not true. This country's got money that comes from other places. They don't need the workforce to keep the country or the industries going anymore. If we're not going to fight in the army and we're not going to protect this country, then as a population, we become the biggest threat to the government, because we're the ones who could overthrow them for being wankers. Do you see what I mean? So we're heading towards this fascistic, crazy future, right? And the thing is, they're doing it in Israel and everyone's clapping for it, right? But that's just showing you that this is the model of how to deal with people in your own country. Let's not get it twisted. The British Mandate of Palestine is one country. It's one landmass. It's one region. You got one group of people, put up a border, run the other people out, starve them, cut their electricity, cut their international communications and their links with people to get aid and whatnot, right? Imagine that happened in England. Imagine that happened, right? Like, imagine if England turned on Scotland now and said, right, we're going to do this, what they've done to the Palestinians. Because it's happened and it's in our consciousness, it's very difficult for people to not see it as normal, because they've normalized this now. And it's crazy that people are clapping for it. It's like, what difference does it make if you're a Palestinian worker or an English worker? You've got this war machine that's basically oppressing you as the working class all over the world. Why would you not have solidarity for other human beings and other workers? It's crazy. It is a delusion. I'm scared, actually, to be honest, because a lot of these fuckers are coming out of the woodwork now and they think it's open season. They're doing all mad things like Arkansas's got a white-only state, and they're like, we need to preserve our whiteness. Like, what world are we living in now? How have we got here?
There's always been people with that sort of thought, but I would say there were times had calmed, or people were had enough to eat and drink and a place to live, where people started to put those attitudes towards the back of their mind or whatever. But again, once it comes to times of scarcity, if you ever notice, in times of scarcity when these mindsets start to flourish the most, that come from
No, I agree, definitely. Like, if you look at Nazi Germany,
populist guys.
it was just like during their depression that they had, right? And everyone went mad. So yeah, it is definitely to do with the socio-economic environment. Definitely, it's got to do with it. But I think in this particular case, what we're looking at is an engineered fake version of austerity that's not really justified, because these lot have uncovered so much natural resources around the world that, to be honest with you, human beings don't really need to work. They could bring in communism where everyone gets like a fat wage, and people who've got the brains to actually be scientists and whatever can contribute to society because they love doing that, right? You might give them a little bit of a cash incentive, right? But in reality, it's not the workers that are keeping the country going. It's not the workers that are keeping the economy going, because there's that much resources. Like, you're getting countries like Somalia now, they're saying that they're going to be the fifth biggest oil exporter in the world. They've discovered so much oil in Somalia, all right? Pakistan is saying that they discovered a mountain of gold and so much oil as well. Turkey saying they discovered oil as well. Now, we know all these resources have always been there, but America's basically stopped everyone bringing their stuff to market to keep the prices hyperinflated and basically run everybody into debt. That was their plan, right? But now everyone's like, no, we're going to do this BRICS thing. So America's under threat. Saudi's saying, well, we might start trading in other currencies, you know. So now it's all hitting the fan. All these knock-on effects is like creating this whole turmoil in this world. But ultimately, who's the biggest sufferer is the poor people in poor countries. Whether it's like due to the military machine taking advantage of them, or when it comes to like natural disasters, like you're going to see massive famines, massive problems like with like the change of climate and global warming and all this. Where's the support for these people? It's just been withdrawn. All the money's been put into the military and expansion and land grabs, because they know now land grabs has become the most important thing, because there's resources under all that land. There's strategic points to all that land. Like, they're going to make a pipeline that runs straight through Gaza. Is that a coincidence that they want them people out of there? Of course it ain't. This is just the world we're living in now, where human beings, human life is being devalued to the point where like other humans are getting murdered on a mass scale, and we're sitting there clapping for it, going, yeah, Israel has the right to exist. Because deep down, we know that if we go against the government, guess what? That could be us next. So all these like right wingers, I don't think that they're brave people that want to go and fight and take to the streets and that. I think they're the biggest cowards. They're the ones that think, wait a minute, we can't fight against our own government. They'll put the fucking police and the military out on the streets and fucking gun us down like they did in Northern Ireland. They know that like we're at threat from our own government, right? And they're trying to pander to the government, going, no, we're good. We're good. We're happy to go and fight for you. That's what the right wing do. They're the biggest cowards of all. It's the left wingers, it's the socialists that saying human beings and human life is more important than making money or land grabbing or military prowess and all this malarkey. Like, that's the difference between one side and the other right now. That the right wingers are shook, they're scared, and they're basically bowing to the authorities because they know it could be them. They know that it ain't about religion. They know that it ain't about skin color. Irish, Northern Ireland, what happened in Northern Ireland, they're the same skin color as them, the same race as them. And they murked them. They were treating them like what they're doing to the Palestinians now. They've done it in India. They've done it everywhere. They don't care, bro. They just actually don't care. Like, for us, that's hard to stomach.
Can we play a little bit more, yeah? Because he's going to get...
Go on, play it then.
Yeah, he's going to get deeper into the origins of Zionism and people that had visions, and you can see, does it line up with things that we see ourselves? Let me play.
Demographic problem that they face.
That's such a dark thing, and therefore that's a very strong allegation. On what basis are you making it?
Oh, there's just a huge amount of data that supports this in the Israeli press. They have been perfectly willing to make this argument loudly and clearly. The issue of genocide, which I'll get to in a second, is a different issue. I'm separating ethnic cleansing from genocide. So what happens after October 7th is that the Israelis see an opportunity to drive the Palestinians of Gaza. And you want to remember that you had massive ethnic cleansing in 1948 when the state is created. Virtually all of those people in Gaza are descendants of the ethnic cleansing of 1948.
We're kicked out of another place
and sent to Gaza.
Yeah.
And by the way, there was another massive ethnic cleansing after the 67 war in the West Bank. So this is the third attempt at a massive ethnic cleansing in Gaza. So this is hardly surprising at all. And in fact, if you go back and read the literature on the creation of Israel, this is all thoroughly documented. Ethnic cleansing was a subject that the Zionists talked about from the get-go, and they talked about extensively, because there was no way they could create a greater Israel without doing massive ethnic cleansing. You want to remember that when the Zionists come to Israel, starting in the late 1800s, early 1900s, there are remarkably few Jews in Palestine. And those Jews are not Zionists. The Zionists are the Jews who come from Europe.
Right.
And they understand that they're moving into a territory that's filled with Palestinian villages and Palestinian people. And the question you have to ask yourself is, how can you create a Jewish state on a piece of territory that's filled with Palestinians without doing ethnic cleansing, massive ethnic cleansing? And the answer is you can't. So they're talking about and thinking about ethnic cleansing from the get-go. So the idea that they wouldn't think of what the situation looks like after October 7th is an opportunity to do ethnic cleansing, you know, it belies.
So it wasn't really a land without people for a people without land.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And David Ben-Gurion, Vladimir Jabotinsky, all these key Zionist leaders understood that full well. And they understood that they were going to have to do horrible things to the Palestinians. They understood that. And they were explicit in saying that they did not blame the Palestinians 1 second for resisting what the Jews from Europe were going to do to them. They fully understood.
All right, let me pause it there, man. Let me pause it right there. Yeah, man, so yeah, that there. But like the explanation of the beginning of Zionism from a Zionist in a book written only in Yiddish states about removing the people from the land. But if you speak to a lot of the people that support, or a lot of people that claim to be Jewish nowadays that are in the chats and them sort of things there, they would tell you stuff like there was no such thing as Palestine.
Yeah.
It was just an empty desert with no people there.
Yeah, or the Palestinians came
Just
from Arabia,
bedridden
the Arabs.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's like, you trying to say that from the time that the Romans ran the Jews off the land till 1948, no one built one building. Is that really what man is really trying to claim? No one built one building or had one fucking farm, grew one olive or nothing. So obviously, like, we know that these men are known for growing olives and all that sort of stuff there. So,
But really,
I don't know about that.
really, even forget the Romans, yeah. There was a war between Egypt and Turkey, right, in the time of the Hittites. And the Egyptians rolled up on Turkey. They walked all the way there with the biggest army ever seen, right? and they documented it. It's actually written on the walls of the pyramids. Like they've carved it on there saying, we went from this town to that town, we spoke to that leader, we made friends with this guy, we rocked up on the Hittites, we warred them, we come to a stalemate. So we made a peace treaty and we came all the way back to Egypt. But they never came back empty-handed. They came back with bare stuff all throughout that whole region of what is called Canaan, right? So all those people that are there have got that Egyptian connection, that genetic like foundation. Like when you look at the Palestinians, you can see they're dark people, right? And that's how the ancient Hebrews were as well. So the ancient Hebrews would have been related to the things as well, to the Egyptians and the ancient Coptics and all them people. So they're all really the same people. So why is there beef now?
Hey,
Because
Carl.
this Zionism ain't a Jewish thing.
Carl, listen, yeah.
Zionism ain't a Jewish thing. It's a Nazi ideology that they
Alex
transferred
from Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alexander from Ukraine, who now serves in the IDF, was
Mad.
telling me that there's no such thing as a Palestinian. And I'm saying, bro, but you're like a Ukrainian. He was born in Ukraine. That's
Crazy.
moved over to the place there to tell people that are originally there that actually look like they might have flipping ancestry might have originated from that land, that they don't exist. That's
It's
the biggest
crazy.
set of gaslighting I've ever heard.
Bad boy gaslighting, bro. That's severe gaslighting.
That's extra gaslighting, Pastor. How are you telling?
course.
But if they said it to him, yeah, that's what I was saying as well. If man starts saying that stuff to you, you'll start saying that people are anti-Semitic. So it's like, but why is it okay
It's
to say that?
because they can only operate in a double standard, right? They can't.
But it
like,
is-
when you
It
stick that
is, it
scrutiny
is
back on
also,
them,
you know, you've got to, sorry to interrupt, but you've got to call it what it is on the other way around as well. It is still racist to say that there are no Palestinians. It's not like he's doing something that's totally legally justifiable, and then, you know, to use anti-Semitism as getting some sort of like ironic backdrop thing. I think that
Right.
it is racist and it is wrong to say that as well, isn't it? But people feel comfortable doing it, and that's the issue, isn't it? And it's I hear it a lot of time where people are like, oh, you mean those plasticines? They've not got any history there. They've only existed for X amount of time. It's like Palestinians are
Yeah,
real
that doesn't make
people with
sense.
real culture, real language, history that stretches back centuries. The land has been called Palestine since Roman times.
yeah, they called it Palestine, didn't they? But before that, it was Canaan. It was Canaanite land, right? So even when you look at the Bible and it says Moses left Egypt and had to march through the Canaanites to get to Jerusalem and that, yeah. Who are the people that they were marching up on? There was people living there. When Moses and Aaron set up their kingdom that ran for what, 80 years, or was it 300 years, or some minor little empire they set up, they had to basically mix with the people that lived there. That's what when Moses and them lot freed their people from Pharaoh, they set up their own little country, their own little kingdom. And it says in the Bible that we had to marry the women that were there. We had to marry the people that were there. So there were people there that at all times.
Obviously, religion.
Now I'm using the
in
Bible as a
historical
historical reference. I'm saying
Yeah,
it's
but
in
I'm
a
saying that, but I
historical
can't
reference.
see that even that though, yeah, like, because there might be some things that might be true to history in the Bible, but the Bible's not an accurate historical reference in it. So I really,
Yeah, I know,
truly,
but at certain times and certain events, the Bible is technically the only evidence, apart from archaeological evidence that will back it up or refute it. Sometimes
Yeah,
the
that's
only
really what
documented
you want.
evidence can be the Bible. So if you want to talk about what was written, for example, Aaron and Moses and them lot, when they rocked up on Jerusalem, right, and what was that other place? Jericho, the walls of Jericho and all that things that's happened. Like technically, there ain't no other evidence for them things apart from the Bible. And I'm saying even that goes against them.
No, there is.
Even their own evidence goes against them.
Yeah, there'll be if there's like really archaeological evidence, and then any sort of diaries from people that was present at those times or whatever, explaining about how their life was, or like people write diaries or whatever.
No, but that's why we're relying on Romans and Greeks and that, innit? Because before them, there weren't that populations didn't have writing skills or abilities to send their kids to school and have them educated. Like everyone was farming the land day in, day out.
People to pass down knowledge or whatever, there's like a system of being able to relay something to someone else. So they can
it's the oral tradition.
what their role is and all that sort of stuff there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's why we're relying on like people like Herodotus that were traveling through.
The archaeological evidence as well, right? Because
that's what backs it.
The stuff that was there,
scientific,
that goes along with that shows that there was actual people living there.
Of course, there was people living there, man. They know this. Here's the irony, Veli. The people that live in Palestine, the Gazans and them, they are the descendants of the actual Jews that fought the Romans, ended up becoming Christians, and then after they converted to Islam under the Umayyad expansion into the area. These people are the Jews of the Bible. You can see by how they're fighting. Like, you know, when you read the Bible about how the people in that area fought against the Romans to the last man, that's what they're doing now. Like, they're the same people. They've got the same characteristics, the same physical looks. They're the same people. It's just a bunch of white guys rocked up and said, nah, we're better Jews than you. We're real Jews. Like, what? Well, because they converted to Islam, they can't be Jews no more. They can't be Hebrews no more. So what about all the Jews that got run out of the Middle East and went to Africa, and then they found out after through DNA tests that all these people were Jews? Do you understand? It's like, it's either a genetic factor or it's a religious factor. You can't have both. If you're saying it's a genetic factor, anyone who's related to that region has got a claim to indigeneity. Even Mulatto had to argue, like, concede the fact on Jupiter's panel that even if you've got 1% indigenous DNA and you're related to that land, you have got a right to be there, even if it's 1%, because you're indigenous to that land. You don't have to be 100% indigenous or 50% indigenous. Like, for example, I'm Turkish, I come from the other side of the world. I come to England, but I married an English woman, my kids are English. If I get kicked out of this country, no one can kick out my children. My children are English. Same way them Palestinians, they are Jews. Just because they changed their religion don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing, bro. Like, they are the people of that land. And like, Jews are turning up now and saying, wow, we've got a claim to this land because our ancestors got run out of here 2,000-3,000 years ago. We're like, so where's the DNA evidence for it then? Nah. We don't go by DNA. They banned the DNA tests. They're saying, no, allow the DNA. They don't want DNA. Why? Because they know the truth. They're all fucking Russians. They're all Germans. They're all different type of people. And they've been given the green light. They've been, like, the same way how the English and them lot went over to America and they were given the green light by the British Army to go and take land from the Red Indians. Yeah, every Tom, Dick and Harry was turning up in America, right, to take a bit of land, right? That's what these lot are doing. They're just turning up there going, yeah, we've got a whole army behind us. We're going to come in, we're going to take your house, and we're going to run you out. House by house, street by street. It's disgusting what they're doing to those people. So in this day and age, for this to happen, this is shocking. Like, we read about these things in history, that these lot are doing it today. What's West Bank got to do with Gaza? What's West Bank got to do with Hamas? What's Lebanon got to do with Hamas? Right? What's fucking Syria got to do with Hamas? These men are in everyone's business right now. Perpetual warfare.
All right, listen up, man. Listen to Mr. Mearsheimer and Tucker Carlson break it down, yeah? All right. Ready, play.
Understood that they were stealing their land, and they fully understood that it made perfect sense for the Palestinians to resist, which of course they did. But anyway, just to fast forward to October 7th, what happens after October 7th is that the Israelis see an excellent opportunity to ethnically cleanse the Palestinians in Gaza. You have about 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza. Just to be clear, you have about 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza, about 3.2 million in
West
Bank, and about 1.8 in Green Line, Israel. Okay? So this is an opportunity to get rid of those Palestinians. And the way to do it is to turn the IDF, the Israeli military, loose and let them tear the place apart. And The idea is that that will just drive the Palestinians out. But the problem that the Israelis face is the Palestinians don't leave. Both the Egyptians and the Jordanians, which are the two countries that the Israelis would like to drive the Palestinians into, make it, unequivocally clear that that's not going to happen.
Jordan is just a giant refugee camp already.
It already is.
From all these other wars that have been inspired for the same reason. So, I think Jordan is, what percentage Jordanian is Jordan? Tiny percentage Jordanian.
Well, it's definitely less than 50%.
Way less.
Way less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Egypt has 100 million people already. So,
but here's what happens, Tucker. And I think it makes sense if you listen to the logic. They start with the goal of ethnic cleansing. I don't believe they want to murder all of the Palestinians in Gaza. They just simply want to drive them out. And then the question is, what do you do? And what they do is they continue to up the attacks, increase the attacks, kill more and more people in the hope that they will drive them out.
I'm sorry, I should have asked you this. Why do they want Gaza in the first place? It seems a lot of trouble killing all these people, committing, atrocities on camera. The press are barred, but we're still getting a lot of video out of the area. That's a big hit. Why would you be willing to go through all of that to get Gaza? Why do they want it?
Well, the Zionists from the beginning have wanted a greater Israel. And David Ben-Gurion wrote a piece in 1918. And David Ben-Gurion, of course, is the founding father of Israel.
Yes.
Wrote a piece in 1918. I don't think it's ever been published in English. It's just in Yiddish, where he describes what his goals are for a greater Israel, right? And it obviously includes Green Line Israel, Gaza, the West Bank. It includes parts of the East Bank. It includes parts of southern Syria. It includes parts of southern Lebanon. And it includes the Sinai Peninsula. Just think about that. That was Ben-Gurion's vision. And this was a vision that was shared by almost all the early Zionist leaders. And there are still many people in Israel who are in favor of a greater Israel. They don't want a tiny Israel. The Israel that was created in 1948 is a tiny state.
Yes.
Even with Gaza and the West Bank, it's quite small. It's a postage stamp-like state, right? They want more territory, and they believe they have a historical right to that territory. Israel has never said, these are our final borders. What are Israel's final borders? They've never been articulated. And the reason is the Israelis don't want to say out loud. The early Zionists did not say out loud what their intentions were. David Ben-Gurion didn't get up on a soapbox and say, we are going to create a greater Israel, and it's going to include southern Lebanon, southern Syria, the occupied territories, Green Line Israel, the Sinai, and so forth and so on.
It's just a little, irony doesn't.
So this alleged Greater Israel plan that comes from that Zionist David, I can't remember, it's in Gardarian or something like that, yeah.
Ben-Gurion.
Yeah, so has anyone ever stated what the final borders for their hypothetical perfect Israel state would be?
No.
It's hard to get an answer on that.
Yeah, there's no answer for that. The thing is, though, yeah, really. See, so before all this Gaza thing happened, yeah, the next big thing that happened before this, that led to this, that I believe is the real reason behind all this, right, is the situation around Cyprus, about the Eastern Mediterranean and how they're going to share out all the oil reserves from all the countries, like how they get their cut of the petrol that's coming out. Because like I said before, now that America's withdrawing from the world and letting everyone bring their resources to the market, everyone's fighting over the territory. But the main thing is the sea. because they know for a fact under the sea there's bare thingies being found already, oil deposits. So this is why the Libyan issue happened. That started off this whole thing, right? Because what they wanted to do is get Libya first, because Libya's across from Greece. So from Greece to Libya, over to Cyprus, they've got like a little triangle of control. On the other side, they've got Israel, which can militarily come and meet them by Akrotiri, which is the British air base. They've got the whole Eastern Mediterranean sewn up. All they're trying to do is contain Turkey and push Turkey out of the Mediterranean and say, all right, you can have your border, or you can have the water that's just near your coastline. The rest of it, like as a world power, we're taking it. France is going to get their cut because they own Lebanon. Yeah, England's going to get their cut because they own Cyprus and they own Egypt, right? Americans and Russians moved into Libya. And now the only thing left is that Israel has to clear out the Gazans and get that whole coastline that Trump's saying is the Riviera, right? Because from that Riviera is where they're going to send out the platforms to actually start drilling for oil in the Eastern Mediterranean. Now, they don't want that money and them resources coming back to the Gazans in any way, shape, or form. They want them out of there. They don't want them benefiting from a thriving economy that's going to kick off in that region. Simple as this, right? So when you think about how much them bombs cost that flattened out Gaza and how much money they spent in flattening out Gaza, who's paying for all that? Where's that money coming from? It's coming from, which is the incentive for doing this whole thing, the oil rights of the Eastern Mediterranean entirety, going all the way from Greece to Egypt and to Israel. That's their plan. And that's why these Gazans, in their opinion, have to die. And that's why everyone's complicit in it, including England, including France, including Egypt, including fucking everyone. They're all complicit in it. And that pipeline's going to run, right, all the way to thing as well, to Iran. So they have to involve Iran in it, and it goes all the way to India. So they've involved India already. You can see India's complicit. They're actually sending soldiers to fight for the IDF. Why is India sending troops to fight in, well, they've got wars kicking off in Kashmir, they're not going and fighting them. Why are they sending troops to Gaza? Because that's where the money is. That's where the next big financial thing's going to be. Like, it's going to be that path from India through Iran, through Saudi Arabia, up to Gaza, all the way to Europe, to Greece, to bring the oil, right? That's it. That's all it is. It's just about money. Like, to think it's not about money is that you're not really looking at human beings correctly. They don't care about these innocent people. No one cares about these people. Like, even people don't care about people, let alone governments are going to care about them, let alone military infrastructure is going to care about them. Like, there's children's like looking like emaciated, like bag of bones right now. Like, it's harming us just to even witness that. It's like, bro, it's fucked up, bro. Like, literally, human life is just worthless right now. Humans are just like nothing. They're clearing out all the humans, bro. That's all it is. Humans are just in the way of their thing.
All right, let me run a bit more, man.
Isn't powerful enough a word. I can't think of one. It's odd that the very same people who are saying we need to consider tactical nukes in order to preserve the territorial integrity of the sovereign nation Ukraine, because national borders are sacrosanct, you know, that's our sacred norms are violated when those borders are violated, are saying it's totally okay for this one country to like take over other countries.
But this gets back to my point to you.
Right?
I agree completely. We support Israel unconditionally, right? In other words, whatever Israel does, especially vis-a-vis the Palestinians, the United States backs them to the hilt. And the fact that they're changing borders. I mean, I look at what they're doing in Lebanon and Syria, and you would think that the United States would have a vested interest in trying to put pressure on the Israelis to stop causing murder and mayhem in Lebanon and in Syria. But we do hardly anything at all.
And those are real countries. Those are ancient countries and beautiful, beautiful countries with sophisticated, intelligent people, and like that the roots of Christianity are there. And like, it's not, in other words, I mean, there's sense if you're fighting over Sinai or something, it's one thing, but like Lebanon? I mean, that's like one of the great countries in the world. Syria, same thing. And they're being destroyed. I don't understand why people allow that to happen.
Well, let me explain to you what Israel's goal is here. First of all, Israel's goal is to create Lebensraum. That's what I was describing to you when I said what Ben Gurion's vision was regarding borders. So,
Could you define the word?
Lebensraum means living room. You want a big country. You want lots of space for your people.
Yes. Strategic depth.
Strategic depth, yeah. And so that's one goal. The second goal that the Israelis have is they want to make sure that their neighbors are weak. And that means breaking them apart if you can, right? And keeping them broken. So the Israelis were thrilled that mainly the United States and the Turks broke apart Syria. One could argue that Syria was even broken before Assad fell. But the Israelis want Syria to be a fractured state. They want Lebanon to be a fractured state. What they want in Iran, we talk about the nuclear program, the nuclear enrichment program, and the argument is sometimes made that the principal goal, the only goal, is to go in and eliminate their nuclear capability.
That's a lie.
Well, it's just part of the story. You could call it a lie. Yeah. What the Israelis want to do is they want to break Iran apart. They want to make it look like Syria, right? You want neighbors that are not powerful. You want them to be fractured. Jordan and Egypt, they have a different solution there. And what's happened is because those countries are economically backwards, the United States gives them huge amounts of economic aid.
I've noticed.
Yeah. And that's done for a purpose. And anytime the Egyptians...
And what's the purpose?
Because anytime the Egyptians or the Jordanians get uppity about Israel, the United States reminds them, you better behave yourself because we have huge economic leverage over you. You have to be friendly to Israel. So Jordan and Egypt never caused the Israelis any problem.
It sounds like our entire foreign policy, at least in the Western Hemisphere, is based on this one country.
Well, I would say in the Middle East.
Well, yeah.
In the Middle East, there is no question. People now call it West Asia, I believe. I call it the Middle East. In the Middle East, before, relation with Israel has no parallel in recorded. It's very important to understand it. There is have similar interests, and this includes the United States and Israel, but they also have conflicting interests. And when a great power like the United States has conflicting interests with another country, it almost always, except in the case of Israel, acts in terms of its own interests. America first. But when it comes to Israel, it's Israel first. And if you go to the Middle East and look at our policy there, there's just abundant evidence to.
Oh, you can hear that still, yeah?
Yeah. It was a little bit choppy for a second or two, but yeah, it was all right still.
Yeah, once you connect to the Wi-Fi, it's like takes out the sound on the fucking.
It was a little bit choppy for a second or two, but nothing too bad.
Let's see how far in that is. Alright, 1 sec here. Alright, stay on the panel for 1 sec here. I have to start.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Big up everyone in the chat, man. Everyone that's here to support Veli in his little political endeavor. Like, it's important, man. Got to kind of like keep speaking on the truth and that, because there's too much brainwashing going on out in the world right now. It's like fake news has become standard. It's like you've got people like Luke running around thinking he knows what he's talking about. It's scary. You know, he spent his whole life being a Dumbo, listening to other people, just being in the back chat, chatting to like trolling and that with man like Baz. We got Baz still. And now all of a sudden he's the expert. This is what this whole authoritarianism does. gives people the right to speak who don't really feel the need to back anything that they're saying up with any facts. It's
Yo,
unfortunate.
who's that?
Yeah, here go.
He's talking
It's
about.
saying these right wing people, isn't it? Like they don't feel the need to back anything they're saying with facts. They're just spouting this authoritarian paperwork that's been given to them by the priests on high. Just like, yeah, this is the hymn sheet we're all reading off now. Whether it's Tommy Robinson or any of them, they're all singing off the same hymn sheet. Like, they're all bought and paid for. They're all actors. You know, this is the era of social media. Don't forget. Got like whole celebrities like Mayweather backing up this whole issue. This is crazy.
Yeah, maybe went mad still. And then he got bumped for 10 mil or something like that. But, yeah, cuz. Alright, let me load up the Canon. Yeah. Mad.
Israel.
Yeah.
Discourse for a long, long time, right? And this would be well into the 2000s. The Israel lobby basically influenced the discourse in ways that made the Israelis look like the good guys. And it made it look like every time the United States supported Israel, it was because it was in our national interest, right? So the discourse was not at odds with what was happening at the policy level.
Right.
Now, the situation you described, which I think is a perfect description of the situation that we face today, is that the lobby has lost control of the discourse. And people now understand that the United States is doing things for Israel that are not in the American national interest. Furthermore, they see the lobby out in the open engaging in smash mouth politics. People are now fully aware that there is a lobby out there, that it's trying to control the discourse. And in fact, it basically does control. Maybe that's a bit too strong a word, but it's close. It basically does control the policymakers. So now you have this real disconnect.
Well, it controls the policymakers. I mean, that's demonstrable. I think it's measurable.
Yeah.
So,
yes. But so you have what you were describing is the disconnect between the discourse and the policy world that now exists. But what I'm saying to you is you want to remember that the lobby was immensely successful for a long period of time because the discourse and the policy process looked like they were in sync.
So successful that just basic historical facts about the creation of this nation state in 1948 are like unknown to people. And it's shocking to hear them. And you think, well, that can't be right. That's like so far from what I heard as a child that's obviously what? All the Christians were kicked out. All these Christians were kicked out of their historic homelands there. And of course, many more Muslims. And did that really happen? I mean, people just have no idea what the facts are.
Yeah, sorry, let me pause it there for 1 sec, man.
Go on,
You
then,
know,
mate.
we got one of those people in the chat that don't understand the history or who was kicked out and who was here and there and rah 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 rah. It's even strange that an Australian like Diana would even be trying to tell anyone else about any sort of moral compasses or standpoints, as the Tasmanians were wiped out by Australians, the Aborigine were nigh on wiped out by Australians. So I don't know where the moral high ground has been taken also, and also the one that people that claim to be Christians never speak on. I've only heard Reverend Violent, that speaks about the Christians in Bamba Palestine.
I think the Australians do hold a special status amongst colonial projects. Is that out of all the different colonial projects, they're the only ones who are basically whiter than white. They stayed white. They're not. There's no half Australians running around. There's no black diaspora in Australia with little half mixed race children running around. Like they're whiter than white. That's what gives Australians this authority when they speak, and they get involved in every type of like politics as well. Like they're, you know how white. Like I love white people, but you know they got this thing about white explaining everything. Like they explain everything from their angle and their own. Like they fail to mention the colonialism that they're doing and the damage that they're doing. They can't come with this like we've got the God given right, this white man's burden, right? Now that is really strong with the Australians, because don't forget that the people that they come across, they didn't have no guns and no weapons. They were just poor Aboriginals. Like what they done to the Aboriginals was disgusting. It was one of the worst things that's ever happened, because they could have just easily just pieced it out with those people, you know? But out of all the colonials, I would say that the Australians are the most ruthless. And I don't know if there's a genetic factor, because a lot of them seem to come from Scottish stock. And as we know, like certain bloodlines, like highly Aryan, like the hillbillies, for example, in America, those hillbillies, they all came from Scotland. And the Scottish that went over to Northern Ireland and took that place over and made it, Northern Ireland, they were all Scottish. Like there is certain traits that are seen as Australians, this ruthlessness that they have, you know? So big up Diana, innit? Like, hope you're proud of your people and what you contributed to the world. Don't try to make out like you've done anything good either.
Yeah. Tucker Carlson's fine in ignorance there, because like as well, I reckon I noticed with the original point that what's his name again? John Mearsheimer made, was that to do with stuff that's happened with the creation, like any of the atrocities that happened in the creation, and then he acted brand new. But then when he carried on with that line of speaking, he sort of already knew. Oh yeah, but what about all the Christians and all the Muslims that were removed from the place and all that sort of stuff there? So it's crazy still, man. But, again, obviously you won't hear a Tom Robinson fangirl like a Diana B even speak about the Christians in Palestine, even talk about the only Catholic church that was in there getting bombed or whatever, you know what I mean? That's all cause, man.
This is what I mean about this whole religion thing's just a ruse. It's not real, bro. The religion thing's not real. It's not really about religion. There's Christians, Muslims, Jews. Like, them Palestinians are like the most mixed people when it comes to culture. Like, it's not about their religion.
It's going to be majority Muslim, isn't it? Yeah,
but yeah, of course it's going to be majority Muslim.
We're saying that,
yeah,
because it's majority Muslim, the man them have forgot about the other people.
So what about Thingyville? What about the Lebanese? Them Lebanese are Christians, right?
Yeah, Lebanese, yeah.
And they were putting up resistance to
that's what Tucker Carlson was saying.
That's
what Tucker Carlson was saying. Yeah, well, how come we destroyed Lebanon and all that sort of stuff there? Like,
and he's a Christian, Tucker Carlson. He's a proper Christian. Like, it's not a fake Christian.
Yeah, no, that proper Christian, fake Christians.
Well, he's a believer.
You know what I'm saying, Carl? He's one.
It's a mad one, bro. Like, I don't personally believe that anyone uses religion for any positive thing it used these days. Religion is done with now. It's just trying to incite people using their beliefs, trying to incite them into certain thought patterns. I want to talk about religion in the Middle East. Are you crazy, bro? There's religions there we ain't even heard of. Man like us don't even know all the different thousands of religions there is in that Middle East area. You got Zoroastrian. Who the fuck knows what a Zoroastrian is?
Yeah, that's the Iranian.
Yeah, and then you got some Assyrian groups that are like pre-Christian Assyrians out there. You got the Druze out there. You got the Yazidis. Like, we're just learning about these people now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Eternal Fire people. That's right, Jim Speaks. And big up yourself, bro. I'm from
Yazidis.
JOJ Shadow as well. No, why the Yazidis, Zoroastrians?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know.
No, we're used to talking about the Zoroastrians, isn't it?
Yeah, Zoroastrians are Iranians.
Right. Let's play. I actually, do you know what as well? Yeah, with the Tommy Robinson's latest incident or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? Cause like, think about this year. If you're calling for a fighting age males to be held to account anytime they commit crimes in your country, and you're suspected of a crime in your country, and you flee to another one, then don't it sort of contradict the points that you're supposed to be standing on?
The thing is, even if he was well intentioned, right? Somebody attacked me even, and I knocked them out, and they're out cold. Ain't it my obligation to make sure that the man's all right and stay there till the ambulance comes? Let alone flee in the country.
Nah,
He's just a
I
scumbag.
wouldn't say that's still.
What, you could
I
knock
wouldn't
someone
say
out
that's
and just
good.
leave them for dead and walk off?
Like, again, it's like dog eat dog world out there still. But I'm saying that if that.
Now, but I'm saying if he's caught on camera, there's man there filming you going, yeah, we saw everything. What's the point of running? I don't get it.
Because man ain't trying to go to jail. That's what happens. That's why man ducked up.
He only just got out.
I ain't trying to I just come out the other day, fam. I'm out of here, cuz. What do you mean? Yeah, I'm out, fam. But like, raw, differently, like, you know, if the person that like they might have been fucking dying or something, like, I don't know, yeah, you might have even been out of there still, man. I don't know, man. Like,
I think man's got his exit strategy, innit? I think he's got exit strategy. He's thinking, when it all gets on top, so I know what I'm doing, innit? He's always had that.
Nah, in this scenario, yeah, it always happens to the whichever side. So there's Tommy fans are saying no matter what happens, Tommy's innocent, but they're not objective, innit? So true stories here. Although man's not a Tommy fan, man will try to be objective with some of the arguments, or the majority of the arguments that's being made,
Always.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying, in that scenario, I'm not too sure many people would have stood about on some noble shit trying to rah. Well, once you
I would have. Even especially if it weren't filmed and we went down a dark alley.
Fights, street fights, and so on. So, and I'm saying the majority of people that's knocked someone out ain't there when the police turn up.
Yeah, because if there's other people there to make sure the person's all right, I suppose. Like if it's in a bar, you know that they're going to get a bit of help in it. But like if it was down a dark alley and I knock someone out and they're lying face down on the floor like a cold dead body, I couldn't just walk away and leave them. Like I'm saying, you got to have a little bit of humanity about you.
No, I'm saying that he left him. Like I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I'm saying it's what the majority of people would have done in the same scenario. That's
you're right. You're right.
It's not the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do. I'm not even casting aspersions or whatever. I'm just saying this, that, and the other. But what I am pointing out though is the hypocrisy in the Tommy fans specifically, where if this was someone that was deemed to be visibly non-English or whatever, they would have said he was guilty straight away. There's no way that he would have been innocent.
Did you see the footage of those guys that fought the police in the airport that they showed the other day? When my man was knocking out police women. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, that was madness, bro.
I didn't see the footage of the police women getting knocked out. I see the footage of the first one where they showed the extended footage, first of all, when he punched the police officer and then he got knocked out or whatever. I did see that, but I didn't see, is there one that's a bit more in detail?
There's two police women, yeah? The first one, he licks her straight in her bolt. The one behind him tries to hold him. He turns around, knocks her out cold, one layout, bang. And then he turns around and just starts laying into the other one as well. Just like repeatedly, just headshot.
True stories, yeah. I don't
Go
know
on.
why that murder didn't go guilty straight away, cuz I don't know anyone that I don't know anyone that tried to punch up a Fed, yeah, and tried to go not guilty in court. He was dreaming, fam. He's going mad. He was dreaming about he punched over in the airport as well, you know. Yo, these
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
the
yeah.
airport feds have got straps. He's lucky he
Yeah,
didn't get burst.
it's true.
Lucky they didn't call him first. As the YGs are saying nowadays, he's lucky he didn't get binds. About he try to punch up. Are you mad? Man try to punch up the Fed in the airport. Brother, even if you are in the right country, you're still going jail. You know why my man fucked himself up though, yeah? He told everyone that his brothers are Fed and he was trying to train the Fed.
Your career's over, blood.
Now you put yourself in a fucked up position because
Ah.
the man them in the pen are gonna ask you a few questions about this one. What are you saying? You wanna be a officer? Mr. Officer, you might have to go in the VP wing.
Well, but the way the man was knocking out women, it's like as if he's done it before. It's like he didn't feel no weight in punching that woman straight in her face. It's like, what kind of human being is this? Like this guy was like some next level savage. I've never seen anyone just turn around, see a woman, and just go bang straight in the face, like cold, like man thump, straight like fucking.
So how come
What's
they
his
didn't
name?
punch up the dude that was
Usyk.
disrespecting the mums instead?
I think
That's what I
they
was
were just
thinking.
like, they weren't even getting involved. It's like the men were just standing there watching the women get boxed. It's like, what kind of police are these, bro?
No. I'm saying obviously the original incident happened allegedly, or because of there was a previous incident with the guy that's gone in jail. His mum was on the aeroplane, coming back, and dude was racist to her or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, they didn't find his mum in the right or whatever, even though the dude was being racist and offensive to the mums. So I was saying that, right, how did that end up from that situation to man boxing off the feds rather than punching off the man that's violated Marduke's?
Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Like the abuser, the culprit. Why didn't he get fistled?
Violated the margin, that you get me. So I was like, raw. Imagine the first time though when we saw that first duel, the only thing we saw was that my man was on the floor and the Fed just blazed him in the head.
Oh yeah.
With a penalty.
Yeah.
I tell you, it wasn't even the penalty, cuz it was the goalkeeper. You know, the goalkeeper does the kick.
Yeah, the fucking what's it called? The Pat Jennings from 1970, long boot.
Yeah. The long ball.
Yeah.
When boring Arsenal used to David Seaman with a long ball. Pause.
David Seaman was a joker still.
Wow, all the way out the field, past the midfield. Lands right near Ian Wright. Dennis Burke.
Yeah. Yeah, human beings are amazing. I've seen like people take a full penalty kick to the face and nothing happened to them. It's amazing.
Mad.
On the other hand, people died from less. People tripped over, banged their head on the floor and died. Humans are weird.
Yeah,
that's why I'll never do anything like that. I'll never do anything like that.
Pakistani as well. No, but how was the guy racist to his mum if the other guy was a Pakistani guy as well?
Yeah, these Pakistanis they got racist within races.
Called the wait, hold on. But then that's wild still. So the Asian guy called another Asian dude a P word. This can get technical. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is getting technical right now, fam.
No, but I don't think the P word's equivalent of the N word, where if a black person says it to you, it's different. And if a white person says it to you, it's different. I think with the P word, no matter who's saying it to you, it's the same. It's just the same.
No, because Americans would say would American P words call themselves P words without in terms of endearment, not as
is it?
And actually they'll have shops say like so
yeah.
I even asked Jen Wallace. She took a picture of one of them fucking food shops. Yeah, and it's got peace on it. He was like, "Hey, you
Mad.
see the name of that shop?" I said, "Oh shit, yeah," because it's context for different areas, right? So over there, it weren't used in the same context where people was going out pea bashing and trying to attack any Indian don now and then.
No, but
So
you
any
get,
Asian, any
you
South
know,
Asian is basically a P word.
but in our language, yeah, Vel, PAK means clean. It means clean. So you get like fruit and veg wholesalers, for example, called PAK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there is a few Turkish ones as well, because it's the same word, right? But it's got the Turkish ending added onto it. But still, the suffix of the Turkish, like to makes it Turkish, right? But there's a lot of fruit and veg shops that are called that. So I don't think man's
But
calling
again,
himself
that's
a
for the
P
reason.
word.
That's what I'm trying to say. For the
It's
reason
context.
that you're saying is not, again, the context matters in
Yeah.
that story, right? So the reason why those shops are called Paco or whatnot is not to insult Asians. You know what
No.
I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
but the reason why people was calling Asians P words was to insult Asians.
Yeah.
So
But this is my
that's
theory, though,
that's what I'm
Vel.
saying.
My theory is that the P word was used by English people towards Indians in general, like Sikhs, Hindus. They were calling them all the P word.
Yeah,
That because to a Sikh or to a Hindu, that would actually be an insult to call them a Pakistani.
yeah, because they don't actually know from Pakistan.
Exactly. But if you're calling a Pakistani, why is man getting insulted? Like, it don't make sense. So I'm saying that dish was probably designed for the majority of Asians who are probably not even Pakistani. But now it's just become an all-encompassing thing where you could be an Afghan. Like, I'm a Turkish person and people have been calling me P word. Like in Marcus Estate and that, and all in Islington, them proper Irish estates. You know
You know what's
Packington?
funny, yeah?
You know
You've
Packington?
got, I know it is. Nah. I know that you're actually proper traumatized from that scenario that happened to you.
Course,
Still, the racist
course.
attack that happened on that Islington estate, because
We got
you've
run out,
explained it a
bro.
few
We got run
times.
out the estate by little kids, bro. It was scary. We had girls with us. The girls were shook. They were crying.
God damn.
Serious, bro.
Oh shit. Yeah.
No, but the funny thing is, though, bro, we had some friends here, some Greek friends from Southgate. They were rich kids. Like, they're not used to ghetto ends, yeah, and all this madness. And when they start calling us P word and that, one Greek boy looked at me, yeah, he goes to me, yeah, but they're not talking to us, though, are they? I was like, bro, man actually thinks he's white. Bro, do you realize that? To Irishman, you ain't white, bro.
Yeah, you got Santa.
Yeah,
You got Santa. You're out of it.
he actually thinks he's white. Like, he really drank that Kool-Aid. Like, you're
I
on
know some
that.
people from Malta, yeah,
Yeah.
and obviously you know some man from Malta, yeah, look like flipping South Americans and shit. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying, them they used to go to my primary school. People used to call them P words and that. Yeah,
Exactly.
they're like, that's in Europe. That's the southern part of Europe. That's mad.
It's a mad thing, bro. It's like, see, with Turkish people, you call us the P word, right? Really and truly, like I grew up in this country, so I know what they're trying to say by it, right? But to a Turkish person from Turkey, that's not a diss. Like there's a football chant, yeah. I'd rather be a PAKI than a Turk, and that's what the English fans sing to the Turkish fans. I'd rather be a Peaky than a Turk. And Turkish people looking at each other like, but how is that a diss though? Like, I don't get it. Like,
Same
why
for
is it a
club football as
diss?
well.
They can't understand why it's a diss. Like, to an Englishman, why is it a diss to say I'd rather be a PK than a Turk? Because to us, Pakistanis and Turks, the difference is just like one shade of skin color. It's like a bit, like they're a little bit darker. But culturally, religiously, everything, we're the same as them. So it's like calling a Turkish person a Turk. Like, it's not, it's confusing. It's like, why? Like, it don't make sense. Like, we're the same, innit? We're the same, bro. Like, all right, man's a bit browner than me. Like, but like, there's parts of Turkey where man are brown. Like, there is parts like that.
Do you watch Hassan Abi on YouTube?
What do you think of him, Hassan Abi?
No, Jim Speaks was asking you still.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
watch it.
big up Big JX.
He's related to
Lady
Jen.
D ain't been about for a minute, you know, cuz.
Big up Lady D,
I
man.
think
We
Lady
missed you,
D's
babe.
emigrated to TikTok now.
No, come back,
Yeah,
Lady
she
D.
fully
We need
emigrated
you,
to TikTok
man.
now, man. You get me? So
Do you know thingy though?
yeah,
Well, you know, Cenk Uygur, you know him, innit? Cenk Uygur.
Yeah.
I think Hassan Abi's his nephew.
Wait, obviously, you said it in Turkish. I'll just say Senk Yuga. I've seen a couple videos from Hassan Abi still. Like, I'm not saying he's good or bad or whatever, but I've only just seen a couple videos in it, and I've agreed with some of the stuff he said in his videos.
He interviewed those two
Like,
guys that interviewed Netanyahu last week. You know them
yeah,
two guys off the podcast that talked to Netanyahu.
yeah,
And then afterwards, what's his name? Hassan was saying to them, like, do you not even know anything about this situation? You're letting my man come on your platform, basically say his thing and just leave, like, unquestioned. And they were sitting there like, well, you know, we don't really know much. And he's like, well, you shouldn't have done it then, because now you look like pricks.
Obviously, the West Good man's gonna do a softball interview.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Like Andrew Tate and Trump and all them, man. They man only do interviews on places where I'm gonna make them look good.
What do you think is going to be the outcome of this Netanyahu character? Do you think he will disappear into obscurity, or do you think I don't know what will happen to him? Because there's warrants out for him in all different countries and that. How's he going to survive this?
ACC is like a paper tiger because they're arresting. They was made to control people south of the equator. Netanyahu is too far north of the equator.
It's true.
To in the right places with the right people to be really affected by it. You just can't go to places which are saying they're gonna arrest him in it, and then the only place you'd probably want to go that was like that would be like somewhere like England or France, or maybe Spain or something like that. Like you probably don't really want to go to none of the African countries or Caribbean anyway. But I'm saying maybe China. And China's, if you've got dough, then China's a nice place to live.
Anywhere's a nice place to live if you got money, bro.
If you ain't, then nah. Yeah, well, somewhere better.
What do you think about there's people now, Veli, saying that these Tucker Carlson and Piers Morgan types are coming out and speaking the truth now, but it's just like too little too late. Like, where was they 2 years ago? Like, if these people are like saying things like cognitively, their brains is obviously working correctly
that's what
now.
happened with these man on this centrist thing, or these man on these fucking weird alliance bollocks or whatever. Crazy stuff has to happen for a man to say, right, that's bad. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, right, man actually have to see people, kids starving and shit, like, before man starts saying, oh, do you know what, actually, that's actually quite bad, you know, you shouldn't do that.
See, what people were criticizing Keir Starmer for his statement saying we're going to recognize Palestine, and people saying, but why is that like why?
Well, cut that still. Yo, is that me or Khan? Thinking about me. So is it me or is it Khan or is it Khan? Okay. Mad. You know what? Yeah, you know, more time is my internet that's usually fucked up here. I just went quiet because I was like, right, it's probably me, innit? Yo, it wasn't me. Did you see me on the corner? It wasn't me. Mad. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what Khan's dealing with, man. Man try to pronounce St. Hugo in with a full Turkish accent, you know. What to Khan? Hey, Khan. You're talking to me, man. You forget you're talking to me, yo. Yeah. All right. That's shit, innit? Imagine you was like one of the hostages in this thing and you're being used as a pawn in these. That's how you know, cuz the 1%ers don't care about the 99%. Man. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Yeah. You say Rose Khan, yeah. Yeah, no, I big up Khan, man. You know, he is contribute still, you know. But you know, a Khan's like a wild card, you know, like he might jump on and be on your team that day. Yeah, he might jump on and just go against you though, still, innit? Like, so you gotta be careful with Khan. Yeah. He's saying he's not a reliable ally. Yeah, his machine gun's ready to turn on you. I remember when he lied on Jedi. Oh shit. Man, I can't believe he lied on Jedi. These times here, yeah, if man them weren't sneakily watching and able to report what really happened in the background, then you could have got away with it if it weren't for those pesky YouTube watchers. You hear me? Man. Yeah, but big up hard door store. One sec. I used the older.
It's kind of interesting.
Yes, well, the lobby went to great lengths to make sure that you didn't know the facts.
And anyone who said the facts out loud was like a lunatic or a jihadist or a hater of some kind.
An anti-Semite,
Yeah.
self-hating Jews. You know, it's very interesting. I often think about my own evolution in this regard. When I grew up as a kid, I was heavily influenced by Leon Uris's book, Exodus, and
Yes.
then the subsequent movie with, I think, Paul Newman and Eva Marie Saint. And that, of course, that Exodus story portrayed the Israelis in the most favorable light and the Arabs or Palestinians in the most negative light. So for much of my life, up until the late 80s, early 90s, I thought the Israelis were, without a doubt, the good guys up against the bad guys. And it was really David versus Goliath as well. And the Israelis were David up against an Arab Goliath. That was the picture I had in my head. But then in the late 80s, early 90s, a group of historians in Israel called the New Historians came on the scene.
Benny Morris.
Benny Morris, Avi Schleim, Ilan Pape.
Some of them were amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
I agree.
And what they did was they had access to the archives.
Yes.
And they told the real story.
And that was a moment where I think Israel felt confident enough to allow that conversation internally and that honesty.
I think that's exactly right. The lobby had been so successful.
Yes.
Israel had been so successful.
Yes. I went there. I was amazed. What a beautiful place. Great people. It was great.
Yeah. They thought they had things under control.
They did.
That's right. And that they could allow these historians to tell the truth. Now, I believe they could have gotten away with it if they had stopped expanding or if they had agreed to a two-state solution. The problem is that after the early 1990s, when this literature came out, the Israelis continued to act in barbaric ways towards the Palestinians. And
Well, they had a prime minister who tried to reverse the trend and then I guess he was shot to death.
he was moving in that direction. I think there were a number of Israeli leaders who understood that the course that Israel was on was unsustainable.
You often heard them say that.
Yeah.
And there was a robust debate within the country about this.
Well, whether they would have agreed to a Palestinian state ultimately is an open question. But the fact is, Rabin was killed. Ehud Barak, who made moves towards a two-state solution, ultimately couldn't pull it.
Yeah, man. Check the videos on my channel still, man. I got a video of Ehud Barak talking about the creation of Hamas here and implicating Benjamin Netanyahu being instrumental in the reasons why they've been able to get so much funding and even became rose up to be able to take power in the first place still. So look up for that still, but well, I got to the end of this video, and then we're out, yeah, man, because I just needed to run the track to that some boy, you get me? So some boy have a, you get me? Yeah, man, and some girl have to know about these. Cause you know them. These is why these men are pagans, yeah, because they want to try and lie to you, fam, and not let you know any factual history or what they actually know. A lot of people know these bits and pieces, but they just know that if you haven't been involved in this sort of stuff from the beginning, then it will take for someone else to bring that knowledge to you, or for you to do some good research. You get me? To get all this. So, oh yeah, mad. That's crazy. Still, alright, go on. Let it play.
It off, and we are where we are today. And the problem is that something else occurred in the late 90s, early 2000s, which fundamentally affected Israel's position, and that's the internet. Because once you get the internet and once you get social media, and the mainstream media is not the sole source of information on these issues, the story about the real creation of Israel and what Israel is doing today is available to the vast majority.
And it's shocking to people. So you have to shut down the internet. You can't allow that.
Yeah. You can try to shut down the internet, but you know, there are limits to what you can do.
But it does seem like so you were describing the two separate tiers, the policy and the discourse about the policy, and that one remains basically the same, but the other has changed just so radically and so fast that it's gone off in some dark directions that I just want to say on the record I totally disapprove of. I don't think you should hate anybody, period, especially groups of people. It's immoral, and I mean it. But that's happened because there's been just like an avalanche of new information, a lot of which is totally real. People haven't seen it before and their minds are exploding. And so public opinion is moving so radically in the other direction. I feel it all around me. Do you feel this?
Of course.
Yeah. And your life, I mean, I should say for people who aren't familiar with your background, you wrote a book with Stephen Walt of Harvard. You're at the University of Chicago. So both of you are, have tenure, are famous in your world. You're not crazy. And you write this book in 2007. And both of you are immediately attacked in like pretty shocking ways, also defended by some of your colleagues, but really maligned for it. And now, 18 years later, people are saying that Mearsheimer guy, actually, he was kind of right about everything. So that's a reflection, I think, of the change in public opinion. But that's not sustainable. You can't have in a democracy policy that's 180 degrees from public opinion over time. That just doesn't work. So you have to either change the policy or change public opinion. And no one's even making any attempt at all to change public opinion through good faith argument, through like, hey, I know you think this, but you're wrong, and here's why. There's none. It's shut up, Nazi. Okay. And that's not working. So I really think the only option is.
Hey, that's like easy. You know he's mad, yeah? He goes, anything that happens is literally, oh, it's Hamas done that. Right. His cornflakes run out. Oh, Hamas hit him. You know what I'm saying? Man's got no more coffee. Oh, Hamas drunk my coffee. Hamas drunk my coffee. Oh my days. His cat's gone missing. Hamas stole my cat. I'm like, God damn, hey, easy. You can't blame Hamas for everything, you know. Yeah. It was like Hamas, you know. Yeah, these times here, yeah. You know, he's talking about there's grooming gangs in Manchester. He's like, Hamas have got grooming gangs in Manchester. We're like, God damn, easy. Like, they're everywhere. Hamas are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? If we believe easy, yeah, you might be Hamas in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Lord. You better allow it, fam.
To stop the conversation. Or maybe I'm missing something. Like censorship is the only option if you want to maintain status quo.
So just as we were saying that, right? Disrupting the conversation. Yeah, obviously Easy's not the best at that still, man, but he tries, isn't it, man? He tries. He's like, Hamas, Hamas, Hamas took my cornflakes. I was gonna have a cigarette, but Hamas smoked my last cigarette. Really? Do you know what happened here? I was about to have a cigarette, and Hamas stole my fucking last cigarette. Yeah. Wait, is it? Hey, yo. Yeah, he's funny, you know. So he's a funny guy still. We got Easy still. Hamas. Hamas done everything, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Man are talking about. Man are talking about. Yeah, bro, listen, yeah. You know what it is, yeah? These ain't my guys, innit? Like, you might get this twisted, innit, yeah? Like, these are people that Easy and that would listen to. Like, and that's what they're saying. You get me? Yeah? They're not my guys or so and so. These dudes ain't no big time these dudes ain't no big time lefties and blah 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 blah. Yeah. You get me? Like, so that's really why man's playing this video here. Because it's not the man them that's saying that's spitting these bars. Yeah, it's your own dons that's talking about that. Yeah. These times here, yeah. Tucker Carlson was promoting Donald Trump. Tucker Carlson was promoting this one. Tucker Carlson was promoting that one. Tucker Carlson's been against Tariq Nasheed for God knows how long. When I used to watch all the Tariq Nasheed shit in them days there. Yeah, so Tucker Carlson ain't my G. And David Mearsheimer. I don't know. I don't really know much about David Mearsheimer still, so I can't say what he's on or what he's not on. Yeah, but I'm saying that right. If he's someone that Tucker Carlson's interviewing, yeah, he's probably more aligned with Tucker Carlson's talking points than he's aligned with my talking points or whatever. So yeah, man. So it is what it is, man. Yeah, man. And that's why I play videos like that for to make the points, right? Because you've heard if you've not been paying attention, yeah, you've heard every single complaint. These are just lefty videos. You only play lefty videos. You never play videos from so and so, so and so. You never do this. You never do that. It's all lies, though. You know. All these videos are from whoever's making the point factual to what we're speaking about. Yeah. So we took it a step further today and said, all right, let's draw for one of your guys saying the exact same stuff that you've been trying to cry against and say we're lying about. I say I'm lying about. You get me? I don't know what's wrong with these youths, man. My youths. One sec, yeah, the noise is gonna stop soon. It's open putting some shopping oil in it. So is that Sierra becomes a citizen of Benin. Jeez. Big up Sierra though. Yeah, man. All right. Well, like I said, man, it's a one-off, quick one. We had a bit of a drive, but they're in the yard now, so I'm gonna have something to eat and run down to the gymnasium. To put the muscles to work and start blazing them. But before that, I'm gonna put some ganja in my cranium. Mad. Yo. We're gonna charge up like we're full of vibranium. Mad. Alright. Let's see what we got to knock out with. Come on, big up yourself, man. Big up everyone in the chat, though, man. Yeah, man. We got some bars. Right? This is what I need to start playing, yeah. Anytime anyone wants to jump on and run up their mat, yeah. Obviously, you can obviously you can tell what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Hey, listen to the bars, innit?
Selector, man. He could have been a call with a flow with it. What we think say? You say one more family. Oi, you wind your neck in. Calm down, wind your neck in. Don't run up your mouth, wind your neck in. I said, boy, you can wind your neck in. Wind your neck in. Calm down, wind your neck in. Don't jump out your pram, wind your neck in. We tell a girl if you wind your neck in.
Oi, Deirdre, calm down, mate. Wind your neck in. Word. Alright, say less, man. Oh, shit.
Selector. Showtime. He could have been a call with a flow with it. Selector, man. He could have been a call with a flow with it. What we think say? You say one more family. Oi, you wind your neck in. Calm down, wind your neck in. Don't run up your mouth, wind your neck in. I said, boy, you can wind your neck in. Wind your neck in. Calm down, wind your neck in. Don't jump out your pram, wind your neck in. We tell a girl if you wind your neck in. Selector. Showtime. He could have been a call with a flow with it. And with this a pattern up the pattern right now inside. Let's go now. With this a pattern up the pattern. Showtime, pattern up the pattern. Carlson bars, you know we're pattern up the pattern with Rhino, so we're pattern up the pattern. What? So we're pattern up the pattern. Showtime, so we're pattern up the pattern. Rhino, so we're pattern up the pattern. Carlson bars.